Say gong. This is Big House again. I'm going to bring you one of my very favorite pieces from the Indian nations. This is called a hand drum. It's about 18 inches in diameter, and it was used for thousands of years to signal people, to celebrate, to go hunting. I'm of the turtle clan, which you can see in the center of the drum, the turtle, and the call of the turtle is 3 beats. Now this drum used even 1,000 years ago. They claim that you could hear this drum talking for over 10 miles away. I believe you still can. I think we just forgot how to listen. The pattern on the drum is very interesting, and we'll get to that in a minute. But what I want to do really quickly is to teach you how to build an Indian hand drum. You start out, I'll turn it over. You start out with an 18-inch white willow bow, a wooden bow. You can see it all the way around the edge. Then you'll take a piece of untanned deer hide and you will lay it flat on a table, dry, and cut it out the shape of that willow bow plus about 1 inch. Then you will take that and you will punch holes about every 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, all the way around that drum. Then you will take what's left of your deer hide and you will cut it into thin strips. When you cut it in these thin strips, you'll begin to soak them, and they'll end up with really stretchy string. You'll tie a double line of string in the center of rawhide, and this can vary in length, but that's about ideal size, I find. Then start stringing your skin onto the willow bow. Make sure not to skin it too tight. If you pull it too tight, in the middle of the night when it dries, it has so much pressure it will just shatter that wooden bow or break the strings. So do it fairly loosely the first time till you get an idea of where to pull the tension. And you can see the final knot right there. You'll start this and you'll string about every 3rd or 4th hole all the way around and keep going around until it's full, just like that. The tension on these strings is incredible. Now you'll soak this hide for about 2.5 days in the creek or the bottom of the bathtub until it is really slimy, stretchy, soft. Same with the strings before you string this, and that'll give it its stretchiness. When it starts to dry, though, it will become hard as nails. You can see, I hope you can see the inside of this drum. There is, if you can see it, there's a story written on the inside of the drum, and this is the formation of the Iroquois Confederacy, the 5 great nations of the Iroquois. It's written on the inside of this drum, and you'll find most Indian clothing or native clothing, you'll find stories written on the inside or the back side of the clothing or breechcloths or drums. And this is how they kept the stories. It wasn't written down anywhere but right here. Now, the most interesting part I find is the pattern on this drum. I saw this pattern when I was just a little kid playing in my godfather's garage. It was on a huge tree trunk with a moose hide on it, and this pattern was on that drum. I mentally took a picture of it, and when I was about 38 years old, it came back to me in a dream, that pattern that was on that drum. Now, to start out, like I told you, I'm in the turtle clan, so the turtle is in the center. My grandmother and grandfather are on the top of the turtle. My grandfather is the oldest person on this turtle, so his birth date is on there. He's honored on this drum, 6/7/1882. Now you'll notice on the drum, the boys, Laksa, will have pants on, and their feathers will be up. The girls have a dress. Raksa is a girl. They'll have a dress and their feathers will be down. Anyone with more than 1 feather on there means there's something special about them. My grandmother was the matriarch of our clan or family. Now, if you start here on the arrow and go around, you can see in the black ring they had 15 children, starting with a boy, girl, boy, 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 and so on and so forth. The next generation, which I'm in, this is my mother's generation, the spouses are between the rings. This is called a circle tree, or a family tree drawn in a circle. I'm in this blue ring. Pretty easy to spot because I'm the one with all the lines and the arrows coming off me. Hey, it's my drum. I can do anything I want. Now, our spouse, my spouse, and the spouses between generations, my wife and all the other spouses are in this between the next two rings. The green ring would be my children. Okay, so you can see that I had a boy and two girls. Their children, their spouses will be between the rings, their children will be in the next ring, and so on and so forth all the way out. And as I am embarrassed to tell you, there's 2 more rings to be added to this drum that I need to go and research in our culture that I haven't added yet. They are on the master drum, but not on my hand drum. So you can see I just did each different one in a different color because it makes it easier to understand. But I use this drum in my storytelling. It's one of my favorite things because if you draw your family in this circle tree this way, you'll find out that you're just one small part of a huge bunch of people that love you. And in the Indian culture, and in most other cultures, if you hold hands in a circle, you can never be broken. So this is what makes this circle so strong. And as long as you do good in this world, everybody on this drum looks wonderful. But if you do bad, well, thank you. That's really briefly how you can make an Indian hand drum. All of these materials are readily available at Prairie's Edge in South Dakota. Look it up on the internet. And an 18-inch wooden bow, willow bow, and a rawhide, a full rawhide skin, not tanned. And that will make the skin and the strings, and that will give you everything you need, except for I went to the Sacred Sharpie Marker Tribe to get the ink to put on there because it's very durable. This is Big House saying Ona, which is see you later in Mohawk.